What happens when one of Asia's biggest pop sensations takes over a street with thousands of fans, fireworks of vocals, and enough energy to shake a bus off its wheels? You get a spectacle like no other. Today on SpectraShowcase, we're diving headfirst into a jaw-dropping double performance from SB19 that will leave you speechless, soaked, and maybe a little starstruck. This isn't just a concert, it's a phenomenon. If you're an SB19 fan, buckle up. And if you're new here, you're in for a wild ride. Welcome back to SpectraShowcase. We're hyped to bring you a special SB19 reaction featuring not one but two electric performances, Dungka and DAM, all powered by the iconic Wish experience. This time, the magic didn't just happen on the biz, it spilled into the streets. Literally, what we saw wasn't a typical road session. This was the Wish 107 stopover session. And let me tell you, the crowd brought the kind of energy you could probably hear echoing across the whole city. First up, Dungka. It wasn't just music, it was mayhem. In the best way possible. We're talking barricades, dancers, scaffolding, and the woes stepping off the bus and straight into the heart of the fans. SB19 doesn't just perform the Ignite. You could feel the entire Philippines rallying around them. The crowd erupted before a single note played. Fans screamed, cheered, and waved flags. You'd think the city had come to a standstill. And for a moment, it did. Thousands swarmed the street like it was the biggest block party of the year. And then they appeared. Pablo, Stel, Josh, Justin, and Ken, ready to shut it all down. The moment they stepped off that bus, the energy exploded. There were dancers on the street deck, fans screaming on every floor of the scaffolding, and the bows looking and sounding like absolute kings. Josh was rocking the shades, Pablo had the biggest smile, and Stel, didn't get me started on Stel. That man hits a high note while spraying water pistols. It sounds bizarre, but watching it live, unreal. He's the definition of a vocal powerhouse with a playful streak. Let's talk visuals. Josh brows, groomed to perfection. Stel, glowing like a human spotlight. Ken and Justin were style goals. It wasn't just about how they sounded, which was flawless. It was the whole vibe. Each member brought something completely unique to the stage, or in this case, the street. And then we hit that moment. Stel's signature high note. You think it's over, then boom, he hits you with another. It's that vocal wit that keeps you coming back for more. Then just when you think it can't go any higher, they switch gears. From water pistols and party anthems to a moody, sensual vibe with DAM. Yes, SB19 returned for the second act. Back inside the bus, back in their seats, and still, the crowd outside was roaring. The acoustics somehow made it even more intimate. We saw a different side of the buzz. This was smoother, silkier, more sultry, but still unmistakably SB19. And man, did they serve looks. Josh, in his leather jacket, looking like he walked straight off a magazine cover. Pablo, that innocent schoolboy look was just a disguise of his delivery, full on fire. Ken and Stel kept the vocal momentum going, handing the mic back and forth like it was a torch. Then there's Justin with a leather tie. A leather tie. People, who else can pull that off? As the performance flowed, the crowd outside never stopped moving. People were jumping, dancing, and there was even a mini mosh pit forming near the side of the bus. The entire scene looked like a high-production music video, except it was real. And you could feel that SB19 wasn't just singing. They were connecting, feeding off the crowd, towering up with every cheer. Even though the bus is supposedly soundproof, you know that energy was leaking in. It had to. The fans were relentless, and the bows gave it right back. We reached the climax, and you almost didn't want it to end. 2 songs, 2 entirely different moods. From chaotic party to heartfelt harmony. From fire to finesse. The concept behind this stopover session was brilliant. A way to maintain the Wish bus identity, but scale it into something far bigger. This wasn't just a street gig. It was a symbol of how far SB19 and Filipino pop has come. You know what's wild? They could've gone with a stage setup. But no, they kept the bus. That iconic 4-wheeled studio still center stage. It's symbolic. It says, yeah, we've grown, but we haven't forgotten where we came from. That's the heart of SB19, and that's what makes this so unforgettable. Before we wrap up, I have to say, if you haven't experienced SB19 live like this, do yourself a favor. Go back and rewatch both Dungka and DAM. soak in every detail, from the vocals to the visuals to the very crowd that became part of the show. These boys aren't just performers, sheer movement makers, icons of the Filipino music wave, and we're just lucky enough to witness it. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the SB19 Wish Stopover session, make sure to like this video and subscribe to SpectraShowcase so you never miss another legendary performance recap. More SB19 content is on the way, and you won't want to miss a second.